Okay, hey everybody. So what I'm going to do, I've always wanted to try this and I just haven't had the guts, but what better place to try it than in this group? And you're supposed to do something that makes you a little nervous all the time. So this one would definitely qualify on that for me. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to just give people a little bit of time to hop on here, because one of the greatest things about a live video is that you can actually interact with people. And then see what questions people have. And if we do this whole thing and nobody has any questions, that's fine. Hey, Hannah. And we're just doing some Q&A time, right? We're trying this out. So if you have questions or anyone else on, go ahead and shoot those questions up. And we're just trying out something new. But we're glad that it's Friday here and it's beautiful out. Whitney is supposed to be going down, but she's kind of tooting around her crib, so we're trying something new. And like I said, you got to do something that makes you nervous. And I do have a backup plan too, in case I fall on my face. Oh my goodness. I also feel like I'm trying to figure out the best time to hop on live in this group. You know, a lot of people are working during the day, or evenings are maybe hard, who knows, so we'll figure that out too. I think what I'll probably do while we're waiting to see if some people hop on and see if there are any questions, I am going to share, I do have something that I've been thinking about lately, and how I feel like there are many times in my day that I put, reaching out to people or sharing oils aside, and push it further back on my to-do list or whatever, pick something else first. And I've been thinking more and more about how what we do, what we have to offer is more of an obligation than anything. And here's how I look at it now. I imagine that Gary, Whitney, and I, what if we woke up and we didn't have any of our doTERRA products? We didn't have... Okay, now this is a little transparent. We'll talk about our home is pretty doTERRAfied. So we didn't have, the toothpaste or the shampoo or the hand wash, the hand sanitizer. We make that, but whatever. We use our doTERRA products. We didn't have our Lifelong Vitality. We didn't have Whitney's, supplements as well. And then I think even further, I think of these past weeks of such a sick little one and what we would have done without having our oils for her. For moms who have a sick kid in the middle of the night. Anyway, so I think about literally what would it be like if we didn't have any of them, access to any of those things. It would actually be pretty terrible. Hey, Pat. It would be super terrible. Pat, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them up. I'm just sharing a couple tips here, and we're doing something a little different. So I really can't imagine what it would be like to wake up and not have our doTERRA products to turn to for so many reasons. And I know this sounds a little cliche, but hang with me here. People who we have not shared oils with, they wake up like that every day. Okay, and yes, I had to really kind of sit and think about that. Really, what was life like before? And, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I know about these. Dr. Bill's upon Dr. Bill's is what you would have. Hannah's funny. I think Hannah's going to take over Q&A. Thanks, Hannah. That was awesome. So yeah, the bottom line is, that's when I remind myself when I feel like pushing back, reaching out to people, or worrying about what they'll think, when the reality is I kind of do have an obligation. There are people all over who are looking for answers for their health, or a specific issue just in general to feel better, and I have that. There are people who are so very sick and who would so benefit from some information and education on how to live a cleaner lifestyle and to easily replace some of the things in their home. So when you're thinking about sharing with people and reaching out and it feels, whatever, then you need to reshift the focus about they need to know. They should know. They deserve the opportunity to know. Okay, so Pat says, my great-grandsons live with me for a while and sure use the oils more with them. And they work and the boys love them. Oh my gosh, you're such a busy, you're busy over there, Pat. Yeah, oils are great, right? We all know that. And I know even Hannah said this to me, that she wished, like, why didn't I say something sooner? And it was because I was way too afraid of some rejection. Hey, Linz, we're doing Q&A, so if you have a question, go ahead and throw it out there. Everybody's got to start somewhere, and so we're starting here with Q&A. I have a lot of people who say they cannot afford it right now, and I don't know where to go from there. Hey, Laura. Laura, it's Q&A, so if you have a question, throw it up. Hannah, I feel like when people say they can't afford it, it means that I haven't created enough of a need. Like, people are always going to have excuses. So you could lean into it and be like, what could you say that isn't snarky? Sometimes I say, I don't know, tell me how serious you are about making some of the changes, or I don't know. I think that's a hard one to lean into without like offending somebody personally about their finances. But Linz, I saw your question. I should be writing it down, but I think I'll remember it. I really think when somebody says they can't afford it, I have to look back on myself and be like, I did not create the need. I didn't hit the pain point. They have a pain point, I'm sure they do, of, you know, I can't sleep well, or my kid can't breathe, or whatever. And yeah, so I think I mostly look at myself, and we're going to be talking about some of those skills in the coming weeks, for sure. So stay tuned on that, but I think most of the time it just reflects that I didn't do a very good job of showing the need. And I don't mean that negatively on you. I mean, I probably haven't done a good job of teaching you that. What is the class you are most intimidated to teach? Okay, so the class I'm most intimidated to teach, the hardest thing for me is probably, I don't know. I really enjoy an intro class, and I don't teach anything really beyond an intro class as far as like product education. And I think the hardest interaction for me is the follow-up meeting, where I want to help them get started with their oils, which is like truly like a gift to them and a total courtesy and great customer service. But I get a little wigged out about how do I help them make the leap from these are the oils that I just got, and how am I gonna I see like where they should be as far as like incorporating daily and living the lifestyle, and they're just like right here, and I get overwhelmed at moving them along that trajectory, because it's never really just a big leap. For some people it is. So I and my brain feel very overwhelmed and intimidated by a membership overview or a wellness consult or a follow-up appointment, because I'm thinking of the whole picture, and I just need to help them right where they are. So it's really not that big of a deal, but I make it a big deal. Okay, so Laura wants to know, how do we follow up with people? We have already followed up with a couple of times. Again, I feel like I'm totally switching it up on this, that, you know how we talked about, like, you know, it takes 12 to 14 contacts to really bring somebody to a decision. And I'm pulling back on that. I'm saying if you're really like skilled, and I'm saying this about myself too, if I was really skilled at what I was doing and helping them come to the point of making a decision, yes to oils or no to oils, then there wouldn't be 13, 14, even 3 follow-ups. It would be there and it would be done. That's what it would be. So I'm hoping so that people don't even have to get to that point of follow-up. And I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong, but ideally that you would bring that person to the point of decision, and they would decide, they would get their oils, and they would move forward. Because that's like the beauty of what we offer. When you're just like asking somebody over and over again, that feels almost like retail sales to me. That's like when you go shopping and somebody's like, are you looking for anything? And you're like, no, not really. That's what that feels like. And I'm like, mm-mm. So I think we're going to switch it up on that, so we don't have to deal with that as much. For those of you who are just hopping on, we're just doing Q&A. So if you have a question, go ahead and ask that. Okay, so leading off of what you are talking about right now, somebody just enrolled. What if they don't want a membership consult? I think then that probably comes down to how did you present it? I know sometimes in this group we use lingo like a membership consult or membership overview or a wellness consult, but maybe you just want to call it, let's just set up a date. And I'm going to show you how to get the most out of your oils, the most out of your account, and the most discounts. And I think like truly what it is a time to care for them. And so when it's painted that way, I don't think I've really had anybody say no. When they say no is when you don't schedule it when they get their oils. Like when they make the decision to get their oils, you schedule it there. If you wait, you're going to have such a hard time pinning them down. It's going to be a nightmare. Can you guys hear Whitney yelling in the background? Okay, a little distracted by that. So I would say it's about how you paint it, and you have to do it right at that moment of decision. Otherwise, like, people are busy. I'm busy, they're busy, and it won't happen. Oh, Whitney. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. Lindsay, what is your favorite oil to use during a one-on-one or one-on-one that doesn't come in a kit? I'm sticking to just the 10 oils, and if I bring another oil, it's the wild orange, because I can order that class in a box for only 25 bucks, and it comes with those 10 5 ml wild oranges, and I will use those maybe as a first appointment special or as an incentive of, if you are ready to get your oils today, let's get your oils today. I will send you home with a wild orange. And so because I'm going to be offering that, I will sometimes have a wild orange there, maybe to pass around at the beginning or to diffuse or something like that. Hey, Em, we're doing Q&A. We're doing something new here. So if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them up. So that is really it. But honestly, Lindsay, I really just try and keep it to the 10. I haven't brought wild orange in a little while yet. So yes, that's how I handle that. Linz, do you incentivize for signing up for a membership? And if you do, what do you incentivize with? I am switching over to, whether I'm teaching in a class or one-on-one in an appointment, to, I just referred to it, a first appointment special. So basically what that means, this is how I'm doing it. And this is kind of just a taste of what's going to be coming down to you guys. I'm sorry. I promise you Whitney's okay, and I am going to get her. She's just working out some stuff. Okay. We'll take care of her in a minute. Okay. So first appointment special, when you are, okay, class or appointment, how I close it is I say, all right, now I'm going to tell you about the 2 most popular kits. The Family Essentials kit is going to come with those 10 oils we talked about, and they're smaller bottles, about 80 drops of each oil, and that's $150. The other option is the Home Essentials kit, same 10 oils, larger bottles, plus my favorite diffuser, and that's $275. If you were to get one of those kits, which would you prefer, bigger or smaller bottles? Okay, great. Bigger bottles, that's great. Let me tell you about my first appointment special. So basically, you mentioned that you had a need for sleep, better sleep, and also allergy relief. So if I were to make you a roller bottle for allergies or for sleep to take home with you today, if you wanted to get that kit, which one would you prefer? Okay, great. You want the allergy blend? Then I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you this question. Would you like to get the Home Essentials kit and take home that roller bottle for your allergy relief today? So what I do is I bring along, this is appointment again, I bring along an empty roller bottle, and I use the 10 oils that I brought. So allergy relief, lemon, lavender, peppermint, boom, in the roller. They take it home with them. I get their order form, done. If I were in a class, I would probably bring something pre-made. So in that case, I just love the convenience of using the wild orange. It's not quite as tailored to their health goals, but that's okay. That's a class setting. So that was a lot of information, but I hope that kind of helped. That's how I do it now. I try not to incentivize too much, but if they're going to hand their order to me that day, that is the best for them. That is absolutely the best for them, because if they go home, it's probably not going to happen, or we're going to start the cycle of 12 to 14 follow-ups that nobody likes. Nobody likes that. If you tell me you enjoy 12 to 14 follow-ups with somebody and that it feels really good, even 3 follow-ups, and that is just so fun, you're lying. You're lying. That's not fun. That is not fun. Bringing somebody to the point of making a decision and having them make a decision, whether it's yes or no, and then moving forward, that, my people, that is fun. So that is what I'm willing to use an incentive for in that way. Okay. All right. Maybe one more here, or let's see. What was I talked a little bit about how we have an obligation. I don't know if I have much more to say about that, but I feel like if you feel like Q&A is a good thing, would you comment below? And if you feel like this is something that we should do weekly, we can figure out a good day or a good time that works for people that we can do this. Because I think this is good. Like, the whole point of a live video is that you can interact with me, right? And hear Whitney in the background. So I'm going to go get her. I'm 100% sure that she's got a burp that's irritating her. And I'm going to go Digescend her and burp her. 16-month-olds that get burps stuck, I don't know what's with their diaphragm, but we're working on it. So I hope you all have a great weekend. If you're in the Appleton area, I hope I will see you tomorrow. And if you have any further questions, post them, and let me know what times and days would be good for something like this. All right? Okay. Bye, guys.